Hi and welcome to this Cinema 5D quick tip video. I'm Florian and today I'm going to show you how you can normalize log footage with the built-in color grading tools of most NLEs. Most prosumer and professional cameras can record to a log profile these days. They do that so they can maximize the dynamic range they can write to card. The downside of this is that you have to adjust the colors and the contrast of the log footage so it looks correct in 709 or 2020 color space. Normally, people use LUTs to do that. These LUTs are usually provided by the camera manufacturers. Today, I want to show you how you can normalize your log footage in the NLE of your choice with nothing but the built-in color grading tools.
We are here inside Final Cut Pro 10. I have a single shot loaded up in my timeline that has been taken with the Sony FS7 camera with the S-Log3 Gamma, which is a rather aggressive flavor of log. That's the reason why the image looks washed out. On the left side, I have activated two types of scopes. On the top we have a Waveform Scope, and in the bottom I have activated a Histogram Scope. If you look down here, you have a 0, and if you look up here, you have a 100 line. The same lines appear in the top scope. There's the 0 line here and the 100 line here. Everything below 0 gets cut away, so you throw away information. We call that crushing the blacks. And everything above 100 gets cut also. That's what we call clipping the whites. If, for example, I take the exposure and bring it down, 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 you see in one graph pixels are bunching up here. That's the channels that are already clipped in the black. And you see everything below 0 just disappears. On the bright side, you can see pixels bunching up here. So there's channels already clipped, information is lost. And up here you can see information is lost as well. And in Final Cut you can activate these zebra-like stripes that also tell you that there is no more information, that there is Luma information being thrown away. Let's reset this. By the way, I'm using a standard color wheel corrector here in Final Cut Pro to make it easier for people in other NLEs to follow along. Let's start by dropping the shadows down, always careful that we don't have this little build up here, which means that we're already clipping one of the color channels. So right about here. And we bring up the highlights, same thing. We are very careful not to clip. You see in her blouse, we already start to lose information. We don't want that. We can allow the blouse to go very bright because the sun hits it, but we don't want to clip it. Now let's have a look at her skin tones. They should be more or less in the middle of the waveform. In this case, we can go a little brighter with her skin tones because she sits in the direct sunlight. Plus, she has a quite fair skin. Now we come down here to the master because here is our saturation slider and we bring up the saturation quite a bit. And that looks much better. But I think we can bring up the highlights a bit more. So there we clip them, so that should be fine. We finished with this shot. We have normalized it from how it came out of camera. It looked like that. And we made it look like that. If you look down here at the scopes one last time, that's where we started. And that's how we ended up after stretching the log image into the timeline's color space and gamma.
I hope this gives you a head start when trying to grade your own log footage and helps you retain complete creative control over your material. That being said, there is nothing wrong in using LUTs, especially the ones that come with your camera or are provided by the camera manufacturers. Please be careful where you get your LUTs from, because there's lots of dodgy LUTs out there on the internet and they can seriously damage your footage. If you have questions, ideas, or if you want to share a tip of your own, please do so in the comments. For me, that's it, and Servus from Austria.